Welcome. In this playthrough of Marvel Champions of Card Game, we continue with our expert campaign of Rise of the Red Skull against Absorbing Man. So getting ready for setup, we have Absorbing Man coming out. His first version is going to scheme of 2, attack of 2, gains the trait of each other environment in play, and when revealed, if super absorbing power is in play, deal 1 encounter card to each player. Otherwise, search the encounter deck and discard pile for super absorbing power and reveal it. Then shuffle the encounter deck if it was searched this way. So super absorbing power, Absorbing Man gets the ice, metal, stone, and wood traits, and this is going to come in with 3 threat per player on it. Then he only has 1 main scheme, so none shall pass. So discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until an environment is discarded. So we'll go ahead and do that. Give this a quick shuffle. Then we're looking for the first environment. And Snowy Hillside right on top. So Surge gets ignored, as talked about in the rules clarification, where they discuss being revealed. So the force response, after he makes an undefended attack against you, place 1 threat on the main scheme, 2 instead if there are 5 or more delay counters on this. So he's starting out Snowy. Then for setup, we're going to search your deck for all our cards with the setup keyword, put them into play. I've already got the experimental cards in there, so we were fortunate to get all 4 of them. I don't think that was a good one, but we got them all. Expert campaign, we're going to start at our hit points, which is still max for both of those. So there's no need for us to take on an obligation at this time. And I wasn't entirely thrilled with Iron Man's performance for dealing with threats. So we're swapping things up. He'll be going with the power of aggression. Hopefully I can still get tech cards out to help his hand size. And he's the one with the stems to help if needed. And then Spider-Man is going all out justice. And he's got a laser cannon for backup if needed. All right, so finishing shuffling up the counter stack. Then do the same thing for Peter Parker. He'll be getting 6 cards. And Tony Stark also starts with 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So they've got a Webbed Up, Daredevil, Web Shooter, Enhanced Spider Sense, Lockjaw, and Endurance. And I'll discard these 3 and get 3 more. Under Surveillance, Swinging Web Kick, and the Power of Justice. Then for Tony Stark, 6 cards. Nick Fury, Relentless Assault, Tigra, Supersonic Punch. So we've got 1 helmet. So we'll pitch these 4. Repulsor Blast, Haymaker, Arc Reactor, and Brawn. So I really want to get rid of this as soon as possible. So I think I'm going to start using his free resource to bring in a Web Shooter. He's going to get 3 counters. As a hero resource, exhaust it to remove a counter from it to generate a wild resource. Then we'll flip over. Give us a little extra time. Power of Justice using Under Surveillance. Attach to the main scheme. Increase the target threat value of the scheme by 4. So instead of 24, it's going to go to 28. Then, not going to get the Webbed Up in play, but we're going to go with something probably a little better. Swinging Web Kick, spending 2, and 1 with our Web Shooter to deal 8 damage to an enemy. So we wake up Absorbing Man down to 22. Then swinging for 2 more, down to 20. Then Tony's going to use his ability. So you got Stark Tower, the Hulk, and a Supersonic Punch. It's probably going to end up being used as a resource here. We'll hold on to Stark Tower and flip on over. We are going to bring in Nick Fury for 4 and use his ability to draw 3 cards. So Spider-Girl, Enhanced Awareness, and Strength. Then we'll bring in an arc reactor with strength. So we can exhaust this to ready Iron Man. Then the Mark V helmet we'll bring in. Use that to remove a threat from a scheme. So thwart for 2. Ready. Thwart for 2 more. And Nick thwarts for 2. So we've taken care of the super absorbing power. Then we can still remove a threat from the main scheme. And we'll end our turn holding on to Spider-Girl. So 5 cards over here. So we've got a Tracer, Helicarrier, Mockingbird for Justice, and Black Cat. We're going to keep Spider-Girl. We're only drawing 3 cards on this side, so 2 more. War Machine and some armor that we can't afford to put in play. All right. Force response. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, place the delay counter here. Then a force interrupt. When environment enters play, discard each other environment card in play. So it's going to get 2 threat and a delay counter. Then he will initiate an attack on Spider-Man, triggering our ability. When the villain initiates an attack against you, draw a card so we can clear the way. Then we're going to defend. So base 2. All right. Boost. Put this card into play. So the snowy hillside goes away and the dense forest. So it's got surge. After he makes an undefended attack against you, take an indirect damage. 2 indirect if there are 5 or more delay counters on the main scheme. And then he finds a laser rifle. Wonder where that came from. All right, attach villain. He gains ranged. We can get rid of that with energy and a physical, and it gives him +1 attack. Actually, yes, I'm messing up. We don't get the surge. This was a boost, so it just got put in play. It was a base 2. And we defended it. Sorry, a little confused there already. Then attacking over here. We knew we were going to defend with Nick. So 4 damage coming in. Nick disappears. Then encounter cards. Piercing Thorns. When revealed, discard 1 card at random from your hand. If he has the wood trait, which he does, discard 1 card you control. All right. So we're going to lose a random card in our hand. And that will be figures, Black Cat. And then discarding a card we control, we'll get rid of our laser cannon. Then for Iron Man, stall tactics. Place 1 threat on the main scheme for every 2 delay counters on the main scheme. No threat was placed this way. This card gains surge. So there's only 1 there. When we surge into the villain attacks you, we'll let it come. Base 2, 3 damage. So down to 6. So we will thwart for 2. We'll thwart for 2, and then another 1. So get rid of a total of 3. And then we're going to ready and flip over and recover up to 9. Use our ability. Relentless Assault, Pepper Potts, and a Haymaker. Well, doesn't matter which one we take. We'll take the Haymaker because we're going to spend 3 to bring in our Mark V armor, giving us +6 hit points. So we're up to 15 health. All right, for Spider-Man, we're going to clear the way using our For Justice. Hero action, remove 2 threat from a scheme. If this removes the last threat on that scheme, draw a card. It does, so we're drawing a card into a Nick Fury. And yeah, we'll try that. So we'll bring in Nick Fury. 3 there, our web shooter. Use him to draw 3 cards. So webbed up, downtime, and to clear the area. We'll put in some downtime. And attack for 2 with Nick. So down to 18. And end her turn. So 6 cards over here. All right, got some more tech. Enhanced awareness, downtime, repulsor blast, power of aggression, and some energy. We will keep the webbed up. Drawing 4 more. Web kick, enhanced spider sense, strength, and Aunt May. All right. So 2 threats. Counter. Scheming over here for base 2. Reveal this card. So he's going to get, we can spend a physical resource to shuffle this back in the counter deck. +1 scheme, +1 attack. Boost brings it in, so he's scheming for a total of 3. Then attacking. Nick jumps in to save Spider-Man. He just loves bouncing around. So 3 will first initiate an attack, draw into a heroic intuition. 1, 2, 3. Put this card into play. So it's no longer a dense forest. If it's an undefended attack, heal 1 damage from him, 2 if there's 5 or more delay counters. Then in counter cards, Piercing Thorns, discard a card at random. He doesn't have the wood trait anymore, so it's just 1 card at random from the guy that hates losing cards. So we are going to lose. Awesome. The Power Gauntlets. And over here, he schemes for base 3, 4, 5. Just like that. He's up to 10. Spider-Man gets to go. He is going to attack for 2. Down to 16. And we're going to tap Absorbing Man for the next round, doing a webbed up, using our web shooter. So we can only do this while we're in hero form. Forced interrupt. When attached enemy would attack, discard webbed up instead. Then stun that enemy. Then we're going to bring in Aunt May. So if we get hurt in alter ego action, she can heal us for 4 damage. And we'll hold on to this for next turn. Tony's going to use his ability, enhanced awareness, some rocket boots, and more rocket boots. We can only keep 1. Flip over. Going to bring in enhanced awareness with energy. So be mentally prepared. It's a hero resource. Exhaust this, remove a counter, and generate a mental resource, and it gets 3 counters on it. Then we're going to use downtime to bring in our rocket boots. Gives us +1 hit point, and as a hero action, we can exhaust this, spend a mental resource to gain the aerial trait until the end of the phase. So we're up to 16 health. So we are going to thwart for 2. And ready. Thwart for 2 and another. Then a repulsor blast. Hero action, deal 1 damage to an enemy and discard the top 5 cards of your deck. For each printed energy resource discarded this way, deal 2 additional damage to the enemy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we've got 3 energy, so that's dealing 7 damage total. So down to 9. That will end her turn. Keeping this, drawing 4 more. We've got Jessica Jones, a web shooter, energy, and a backflip. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards on this side. Power of Aggression, Haymaker, Repulsor Blast, Helicarrier, and Relentless Assault. And an encounter card. So shuffling up for our next search for more tech. 2 more threats. Another counter. Goes to attack, loses this, gets stunned. Goes to attack, loses stunned. And encounter cards. An icy grip. When revealed, you are stunned. Nope, we know how that feels. If he has the ice trait, take 2 indirect damage. He's got stone. And number 1, surge and exhaust your identity. Into an exosuit. So another +1/+1. And avalanche. When revealed, each player must choose to either spend an energy resource or take 2 indirect damage. 3 indirect if there's 5 or more. We're up to 3. Guess I can do that a little better. Well, we'll get rid of energy over here and take the 2 damage over here. So down to 14. That's going to get 2 per player. That moves over. Iron Man will ready. So we're going to bring in a helicarrier for 3. And make our next card 1 cheaper for a repulsor blast. So discarding the top 5 cards, looking for energy. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we're doing a total of 5 damage. Down to 4. Then we're going to remove 3 threat from a scheme. Attack to remove stunned. Then a swinging web kick for 8. Only needed 4, but we did need at least 1 more to get this over with. So he's down to 0. His next version, scheme of 2, attack of 3. And after he activates against you, depending on what trait he has, he's either going to place threat on the main scheme or take indirect damage. And 32. So ending her turn. 5 cards on this side. Another 2 blasts, some gauntlets, relentless assault, and Nick Fury. We're keeping her backflip. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Spycraft for Justice, Genius, and Quake. 3 threat. Token. Attacking over here. If we don't defend, he's going to be healing a damage. And he's a base 5. Spider-Man will defend for him. So base 5, 6, 7 damage. 4 is going to break through, so down to 6. Then attacking here, we get to draw a card into a Quinn carrier. 5, just 5 damage coming in, and we'll backflip out of that one. Oh yeah, I forgot. After this one, he is stone. To place a threat on the main scheme. For both of those. So we're up to 12. Then encounter cards. Shadows of the Past. When revealed, bad things happen. So we're going to get our Nemesis, another side scheme, and 3 more bad cards for in here. So Whiplash. Scheme of 2, attack of 3, 4 health, and retaliate 1. Imminent Overload. When revealed, place an additional threat per player here, so that's coming in with 5. Then some whip attacks and a backlash. Get shuffled in here. So finish shuffling up this. And over here, we've got a Hydra Soldier. Schema 1, attack 2, 4 health, and guard. And when defeated, deal the engaged player an encounter card. All right, Spider-Man's going to bring in the Quinn Carrier. We are an Avenger at the moment. And so we can use this to exhaust it to generate a wild resource. Then for Justice, using Quake and the Wild, so we can make it mental to remove 4 threat from a scheme. And he's going to think about some things. Iron Man is going to exhaust the boots and spend a mental resource to give us the aerial trait. Then we can remove a threat from each scheme if we're aerial. Take care of those. Then we're going to do a Relentless Assault, paying with a physical resource to deal 5 damage to a minion, and it's going to get overkill. So Whiplash is out, and 1 damage here, down to 31. Make our next card 1 cheaper. I'm going to bring in some Power Gauntlets and deal a damage to an enemy. Then we're going to thwart for 2, ready, and thwart for 2 again. End our turn, drawing 6. Oh, wait a second. Alter Ego action. Let's go ahead and heal. Up to 10. Then we'll draw our 6. Counterintelligence, web kick, back flip for Justice, clear the area, and Agent Coulson. And then on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tigra, Stark Tower, some boots, brawn, pepper pots, and a Relentless Assault. So we're going to go from 7 to 9 and up to 5 on this. Then scheming over here for 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I'll just take this off. So we're up to 16. Then attacking over here. I mean, we're only defending for 1, so we're going to let it come. So it's undefended. It's got 5 counters, so he is going to heal 2. Or 1 in this case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. All right, we're down to 7. Hurt a little bit. Counter card, Steel Kick. Alter Ego, place 2 threat on the main scheme. 3 if he has the metal trait. He's currently stoned, so 2 threat. And another Avalanche. So we either need to spend an energy resource or take 3 indirect damage now. Well, he's got Aunt May, so he'll take the 3 indirect damage. But Tony's not healthy at the moment, so he'll pitch that. And first turn moves. All right, Iron Man's going to bring in some rocket boots. Thanks to Pepper Potts, giving him +1 hit point. So up to 8. Make our next card 1 cheaper. Going to bring in Brawn for 2 then. Thwart of 1, attack of 1. After he attacks, remove a threat from a scheme. So he's going to attack here. Remove a threat. Then Iron Man, thwart for 2, ready, thwart for 2, and then helmet for another 1, so that's going to be 5. Then 1 damage over here. Peter Parker is going to have Aunt May heal him. Then Agent Coulson, with the use of this and the Quinn Carrier, is going to come in, and after he enters play, search your deck and discard pile for a preparation card. Add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck. Not going to touch my deck. It's going to be hard to shuffle just a few cards anyway. I'm getting Spycraft. Play only if you have a spy character, which Coulson is. When you reveal an encounter card, discard it, cancel the effects of that card, and then reveal another one. So we're going to play Spycraft. Then we'll flip over, swing for 2, get an encounter card. Coulson will thwart for 2. And then for justice, to remove 4 threat from a scheme. And end our turn. So we're going to get 7 cards over here. Downtime, Supersonic Punch, War Machine, Valkyrie, Energy, Haymaker, and the Hulk. 5 cards on this side. So first we get 3, Spycraft, Power of Justice, and a Spider Tracer. Get another encounter card. Then we're going to shuffle and get 2 more cards. All right, so we've got Sorbing Man, 31 health, Spider-Man at 10, Iron-Man at 8. Nick Fury and Counterintelligence. All right, I think there's a sign there of what I need to do next turn. So 2 threats. Take this up to 6. Attacking over here for a lot. Going to let Agent Coulson jump in front of that one. So base 5, 6, 7 damage. Attacking here, Spider Sense into a Black Cat. We will defend 5. Whoops, that didn't help us. Try this one. 6 damage coming our way. We block 3, down to 7. Then encounter cards. Good luck, Spider-Man. First one, the Villain Schemes. So 4. If there are 5 or more delay counters on the main scheme, take 1 indirect damage. There is. So we're up to 18. Then we're in hero form. Take 3 indirect damage. 4 if he has the metal trait. He is currently stone. So down to 4. Then an electric whip attack. Choose to either deal 1 damage to your hero for each upgrade you control, or choose and discard an upgrade you control. Well, our current upgrades, Spycraft and Downtime. So we will get rid of Downtime. And lastly, Omnimorph Duplication. When revealed, if he's just a stone trait, give him a face down boost card. That's not terrible. And pass first player. So all we need to do is 31 damage and we got this. All right, we are going to make, well, Nick Fury, 3 cards, and the Quinn Carrier. And when he comes in play this time, we're going to deal 4 damage to an enemy. Down to 27. And then hit for 2 more, down to 25. Then we're going to make the next card played over here 1 cheaper to bring in Counterintelligence. It's an interrupt when any amount of threat would be placed on the main scheme. Discard this to prevent 3 of that threat. Then we're going to flip over, have Ant-Man make us a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and go up to 8 health. So for Iron Man, Brawn swings for 1. Takes the damage, removes a threat. We'll bring in the Hulk. He will swing for 3. And see what else happens here. Ooh, strength. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. Down to 19. We are going to go aerial. Do a supersonic punch. Does 4 damage, but if we're aerial, it does 8 instead. So down to 11. And I'm not going to be able to take him down this turn. So I'm going to deal with some thwarting duties here, just in case. So ready, thwart for another 2. And then another 1. Then gauntlets for 2, down to 9. Then we're going to make this a physical resource to shuffle the ball and chain back into the encounter deck. And I think that's going to end our turn here. So, ready, all our cards up. We will keep Valkyrie. So drawing 6 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Power of Aggression, Combat Training, Haymaker, some Gauntlets, Spider-Girl and Mockingbird, and an encounter card. So shuffle our deck for hopefully the last time. And 6 cards on this side. Heroic Intuition, Genius, Spider Tracer, a Backflip, Daredevil, and a Helicarrier. So 2 threat. Take this up to 7 counters. Scheming for base 3. Change what's going on over here. So now if it's an undefended attack, discard 2 resource icons. So it's 1, 2, 3, 6. So we're up to 20. Well, I guess that's a good reason to prevent 3. So 17 instead of 20. Then attacking over here. Nick jumps in the way. Base 4 attack. 5. Encounter cards. Ganged up on. We're an alter ego, so get Surge. Swinging Stone. So he schemes. If he has a stone trait, which he doesn't. So he's scheming. 4, 3, 4, 5. So 22 out of 28. Then choose to either deal a damage to your hero for each upgrade you control, or discard an upgrade. I think it's time to discard an upgrade. So all these give us health, so I don't want to discard any of those. So we will get rid of our helmet, because hopefully we don't have to deal with threat anymore. Then a Hydra Patrol. When defeated, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion, puts it into play, engage with them, shuffle the encounter deck. It comes out with 4 threat on it. And we change first player. We're going to let Hulk swing first for 3, down to 6. See what happens here. Wild. All right. So that's going to trigger everything, dealing 2 more damage here. Then deal 1 damage to each character, down to 3, down to 7, down to 6. And then we discard him. So we got 3 health on him. Brawn will attack for 1. Taking him down to 2. And remove a threat. We'll bring in Spider-Girl because we can. Bring in some power gauntlets. Make our next card 1 cheaper. Combat training. Give +1 attack to Peter Parker. Then we're going to flip over and heal for 3, going up to 9. Then over here, Aunt May is going to heal us, taking us up to 10. Bring in Daredevil, because we want all our friends showing up when it's late. Flip over and attack for 2 to take down Absorbing Man. So I think in my previous build, if I went aggression protection, I don't think I would have been able to handle all that. But using him as aggression with cards, but thwarting for his abilities and fighting and thwarting with his cards seemed to work. So end of the game with victory. Record the number of delay counters on the main scheme in the campaign log. So that's going to be 7. Each player may choose one of the basic condition upgrades in the campaign set, attach it to their identity, and add it to their deck in the campaign log. So that May is going to be a yes, please. So the basic upgrades. We've got a thwart upgrade, +2 hit points, +1 thwart. Basic defense, +3 hit points and 1 defense. Basic recovery, 4 hit points, +1 recovery. And attack, +1 hit point and +1 attack. So ideally, our pictures on this one, we think would go there. No Iron Man, but we're never using him for thwart, so he's definitely getting this one. But honestly, I haven't been doing much attacking with him, so I feel like that's not the best card for us. I have been defending with him. Aunt May's there, so as long as I find her, the recovery hasn't been working, so we're going to go basic defense upgrade with him. Then recording our remaining hit points. We're both at our max, 10 and 9. So we are ready for the next one. And for deck construction, Spider-Man using Justice. Of course, 2 Power of Justice, 3 for Justice, 3 Clear the Areas, Heroic Intuition, Under Surveillance, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Quake, Agent Coulson. And because of his ability, I've got 2 Spycrafts and Counterintelligence. So as far as spies, I've got him and Nick Fury, which I believe we'll see here in a little bit. So 3 resources, Helicarrier, Quinn Carrier, Nick is a spy, Lockjaw, and Mockingbird is a spy. And downtime and endurance. Then Iron Man's aggression, 2 Power of Aggressions, combat training, 3 relentless assaults. And this deck is not heavy on the physical, but 5 damage to take care of a minion is sometimes needed. Then we've got Tigra, Valkyrie, Hulk, Spider-Girl, and Brawn. So, I mean, most of my resources I'm going for is energy and mental to play off of his boots to give us the aerial trait. Sometimes helps out, and the repulsor blast. Looking for energy. Speaking of energy, basic cards are resources, 3 enhanced awareness, Helicarrier, Nick, Mockingbird, 3 haymakers, mainly for the energy, endurance, and downtime. So that's my deck constructions for Expert against Absorbing Man. As always, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.